All right, guys, Toronto got no shortage of trainers, but not everyone can earn the title of transformation coach. Our guest today has been in the game for over a decade, building a name with Arzadon Fitness while balancing fatherhood and entrepreneurship. He calls himself a body composition and longevity coach, but let's be honest, he's in the business of changing lives. Known for his data-driven approach, he is not just helping people look better, he's helping them live longer. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Coach Jay.
Stronger, smarter, faster, healthier, better.
Thank you. Thank you.
I pronounced your last name right?
Yes, you did. Most people don't pronounce it right.
Okay, I was like,
you did an amazing job. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being on today, man. I really appreciate it.
Great to be here. This has been a long time coming.
Yeah, I would definitely have been, you're my white whale. I've been trying to get you on the podcast for so long, so I appreciate you making the time.
Yeah. Well,
so you want to drink a little bit of scotch?
sure.
So
what do we have here again?
we have Bowmore?
Oh, nice.
Stacy's. It's Stacy's.
Stacey, are you the Scotch drinker?
Yeah, and whiskey, any whiskey really. Not that picky.
Is it okay?
This is good. No, it's
Bad? Well, I guess the first thing we're really going to go into is what drew you into fitness? Were you always, I was always involved in fitness in some way. I did martial arts growing up. I did track. I was a track kid. Always loved working out. So it's like everything kind of came naturally with movement.
Yes.
Was it the same thing for you?
So I was an athlete like yourself. So I played, hockey, football, growing up. And one thing as well is that for some reason, when I was young, people just gravitate towards me when it came to advice. I guess because I was just very kind of just direct and I'd listen.
Yeah.
Right. And I originally wanted to become a chiropractor, to be honest with you. Right? All my, half my groomsmen are either chiros or physios.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. And long story short, I had a gap year before my year into chiropractic school. And, or kinesiology, I should say, then chiropractic school. And I found this job at this gym selling memberships. And I realized I was I'm actually pretty good at selling memberships. Long story short from there, those guys gave me an opportunity to become their general manager. I kind of worked my way up. I basically doubled their memberships within a year. And my father looked at me and he said, listen, I think you should take the job because I don't want to pay for another 4 years of school.
That's very honest.
So he's I'm okay. And I've always liked fitness. So for me back then, I was, Arnold was big inspiration for me. And, I got into it. I got into fitness, just for the aesthetics. And then I understood later on that there's a huge performance aspect to this. It's not just the way you look. You can be faster, you can be stronger. And that's kind of how I got into the whole fitness industry itself, right? In terms of I was first working out, and then I got that opportunity at the gym. And then at that gym, I was leading the personal training team, and I just took it. It just went off from there.
So when was the point where because I used to work for a Good Life.
Okay.
Right. And one time, they have a top 100.
Yeah.
And I feel like you worked there too.
No, I didn't. Oh, I avoided that place.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, for that particular for the reasons.
Good for you. Yeah. And so I saw how I got on the top 100, and I saw how much money I made.
Yeah. But
then I saw how much money they made off of me.
Yes.
And I've always wanted to open up the gym.
Yeah.
That was always the goal. So I was I gotta try to really push this and open up the gym. When was the turning point for you to open up yours?
Yeah, so it's a crazy story. So that gym I worked at, they closed down. It was a great gym. It was a great community. And I had to make a choice. So I was either gonna go out on my own, continue, or I had a few options. Continue personal training, or look for another job at a big box gym, which I've always tried to avoid, or just try to go back to chiropractic school. Right? So an opportunity came. I'm not going to name the gym, but they were entering. It was a big chain in the U.S. and they're entering the Toronto market, and they scouted me out, and they invited me for an interview as a personal training manager. And it was back then it was really a good offer. I mean, I got to the last stage of the interviews, and I think I was like maybe 27 at the time. So I could, six figures was right there. Right? That was a lot of money for me back then, right? It's like, these days it's like, it's not that much, right?
Yeah.
That's what I meant, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, but I went through the whole process, and during the last interview, I asked her, okay, well, you guys have certain ways of doing things. I do this assessment called the biosignature method, and this is why, because it really delivers results. And this is a really good way to like retain clients and honestly transform clients' lives. And here's some research behind it, and etc. And we used this at our previous gym, and she just turned me down. She's like, no, absolutely not. You cannot teach any of that stuff to our staff. But I'm like, but it's for the best of the client. Like, here's research. Like, this is the kind of stuff
You were showing them.
I showed them. Like, we can provide our clients with more clarity, right? This is another form of assessments that we can implement. They're like, no, you do it our way. This is the way we want it. And I get, from a business perspective, I get it. But then right from then and there, I realized they don't care about the result.
Mm-hmm.
They only cared about the money that was coming in. Mm-hmm. Renewing the client, keeping the client there as long as possible. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, there's something off for
A rent-a-friend, basically.
Exactly. That's my favorite term, the rent-a-friend.
Yeah.
That's all they care about.
Yeah.
So that's when I made the shift, and I said, okay, I'm going to try this on my own. Mm-hmm. Let's see what happens. And that's where it started. Yeah. So.
And because you're in business with your wife?
Yeah. So my wife came later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She.
But originally it was just you.
Originally it was just me.
Yeah.
But I call her. She is the backbone of the business.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. She's done a lot for us. She's very. You're an entrepreneur, so I'm like the risk taker.
Yeah.
She's the one like wait. Let's look at this. Let's look at the numbers here.
We don't got all the numbers. I know what I'm doing.
Don't worry, it's gonna work out, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, she came later. But yeah, that's when I started the Arzadon Fitness. Mm-hmm. So it was a tough time because I was like, I bought a car. This gym closed down. I was moving into a condo.
Oh, you were
with my brother. I was just like I got nothing, right?
Yeah.
There's no social media, right? Oh, social media just started, right? It was very hard for you to market yourself, out there, right? So I was able to keep like 2 or 3 clients, treated them like rock stars, and one of the clients had a huge transformation, and that's where
it boomed.
I would say boom. That was my first big break.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And so when that happened, like, because I know your process of things is, which I really, really love and respect, is you're paid with results.
Yes.
Not on time.
Yeah.
First of all, I was telling all of our members that. I love that. Explain that to the audience, what that means, and like how you guys provide that to your clients.
Okay, so I think the best way to start this is you worked a good life.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so just for the listeners who don't understand the traditional personal training model, trainers get paid paid when the client shows up. Mm-hmm. What's another way they get paid? If they renew a contract on a client. Okay? Mm-hmm. If they get a new sale, that's another reason. Not once did I say result. Mm-hmm. Right? There's no result. Their success of the client is not tied to the salary whatsoever. Mm-hmm. Well, to an extent, maybe if they renew the client or whatever. So that's one aspect. One reason why we switched the model as well is because I was inspired by a company in the UK. They're like the best in the world, right? The best in the world when it comes to transformations.
What's it called?
It's called Ultimate Performance. Okay. So it started by Nick Mitchell. And Nick Mitchell recently sold the company, and they're in the UK, and they actually moved into the States. But one thing I always appreciated, and I've actually been there before, is their attention to detail and quality. Mm-hmm. Like you talk to any of those trainers, they are cueing you, talking to you, right? Prescribing exercises, all the same way. Quality control is amazing. But the transformations they got was amazing. So I was inspired by that because there was nothing like that in Toronto. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to be them before they came to Toronto.
Yeah, you want to be the first.
I want to be the first.
Yeah.
So we had a great team. We had a team of like 8 guys, and they were top-notch trainers. And I told them, this is the vision, this is the goal, this is what we want to achieve at the company. and we want to get results. But the problem was they were showing me before and after pictures, and I was like, this is not a before and after. This is not a transformation.
Yeah.
They're like, no, yeah, it is. Like, he lost this much weight. But I'm like, he just looks like a smaller version. Like, he doesn't look like...
It's not a transformation.
It's not a transformation. Like, it's, you have to really look at it and be like, yeah, okay.
You're like, I see a little bit, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so I realized one thing that was happening was, and then they were kind of, getting upset because they were getting paid on these results as well. I would give them bonuses. We didn't have that structure. And then I said to myself, the problem here is this is completely subjective to me. So how do I tie this result to their salary, but be objective about it? So that was one thing that's one thing that came up in my head right away. And on top of that, also going back to the personal training model, these guys would, you've been in the industry for a long time. If someone goes on vacation, you're not getting paid. That's stressful.
Yeah, it's super stressful.
Right.
Also, I was like, what you said, like it is really, really, I'll say disgusting, but good, like, because even when I was in it, whenever they would talk about how many hours you would have in a month, they would talk about how many renewals are coming up. They would talk about, okay, like show me like how many hours you have for today, and as you just said, zero about like, hey, how's Bob doing? How's the results coming in?
Yeah.
No conversation about that.
No.
And then the last thing which really irked me is whenever there was a presentation for sessions, the first thing they would drill was use their insecurities against them for like overcoming the objection.
Yeah.
And like, listen, there's a difference between saying, hey, Jay, you said you really want this.
Yeah. I'm
here. This is the price. Let's figure something out. Opposed to manipulating that person's emotions and using it just for a sale. That didn't make me feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Right. And so like that's very, very when you explain to, and then I feel also when you explain to them like the results that you can bring and show them your resume, then it is what it is right after. So I appreciate that you're so forward when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. That's the thing. It's like you said, in those meetings, there's nothing about results. It's always about who's coming up for a renewal, how much money. They basically trying to understand cash flow.
Yeah, that's 100% out.
Right. That's what they're trying to do. Right. So, cash flow is important, and as an entrepreneur, that's important. But as a trainer, like the thing that really bothered me was that it was always a set rate in terms of what they can make as a trainer. Right. Like if you can only do 40 hours of training, you make $50 an hour. That's the most you can make unless you want to like have no life and work 60 hours. But there's only so many hours in a
day, in a week.
Week, right?
Yeah.
But and also you're also dependent on your client showing up. And then if you get an amazing transformation of client, the awards that you could get are basically them referring you clients. But there's no in order to move up in a company like that, what do you have to do?
Yeah.
You have to sell more. Or you have to take more of their continuing education from CanFit, which is owned by who?
Good Life, yeah. It is
it's a great model.
Phenomenal business model, for sure.
Phenomenal business model, but what we did was that we saw that and we said, hey, like, we want trainers who are passionate about what they do and they don't have to focus on the next sale, right? Or anything like that. Just focus on their craft and get their clients results. So what we did was that we developed a model where our guys get paid an annual salary and they can double or triple their salary based on the success of the client. And it's not just aesthetics. Like we've evolved it in a way where they, they get bonuses based on longevity metrics. Right, conditioning, cardiovascular metrics, like you name it, right? And we're continuously evolving this as well. So and that's where kind of I see where fitness is going in general. Like, you see you're wearing a Whoop band. Like, look how much that company has evolved just by from. I wore that thing from day one.
Yeah. What made you stop?
Oh, it was like the annual subscription.
I know, right? Against everybody.
Yeah, and smart model. Business is business. At the end of the day, business is business.
You have to respect the hustle.
You got to respect the hustle.
Yeah.
All right, so. And that's how we did it, but the transition was very hard.
Fair.
with the trainers.
All right, guys, we'll get back to the podcast, but I just want to give a little bit of a shout out to our sponsors, Northern Hydration. So it's a Canadian company. They sell electrolytes. They have lemon, they have lime, they have orange. My favorite is the orange. It's one of the best flavors in my opinion. But use our discount code GetAlpha10. Other than that, let's get back to the episode.
So, talk to me about how that hiring process is for you.
So now when we hire trainers, we go through a process where we first kind of do a pre-screening, right? We look through the resume and then we do actually a pre-screening interview, and then they go through a case study and a practical.
Love it.
Yeah, I want to see them on the floor. I want to see how they talk. I put them through scenario questions, right? What's interesting is that those case studies, right? Once they reach the case study stage, let's say I have 50 of them, 10 of them will actually do the case study.
Really?
And all they need to do is actually just submit something. I don't care what they give me. I just want to see if they're
You just
willing
want to see if they do it.
Yeah, because I want to see how far they're willing to go to get a client result. That to me is an indication. If you want to work here, you obviously went on our website. If you didn't, then you're probably not going to do the case study because you don't know what we're about. Right?
Yeah.
So
Has there ever been like a trainer who's really surprised you on how much they do in that case study?
yeah,
Like kind of like, whoa, I didn't expect that one.
yeah, for sure.
Can you talk about it a little?
Yeah, for sure. There's people who go above and beyond in presentation, right? Like putting our logo up on there, putting all these metrics up there and all that stuff. But what I really look for in a case study, it's not but the presentation. So what I use the case study is that in our industry, there's a lot of ego, right?
Yeah.
So all I do is I look at the case study and I just ask them questions and I challenge them, and I want to see how they handle it because that gives me an understanding of how they handle objections from clients. And I look at them, I see if they get all like flustered or very defensive. It's just giving me signs of their personality. I like to cut through the chase. I'm not gonna be like, oh, give me an example of when you did this or whatever. No, like I put them right through a scenario and I challenge them on their case study. I don't waste time.
I saw that you posted something and I really, really respected it. And you said for people who are clients to challenge their trainer.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
So dive into that a little bit more, like why clients shouldn't challenge their trainer.
Well, they should question things. If a trainer is asking them to do something, like question it and understand it, right? And if you, but at the end of the day, the clients have to, also for me, a client challenging a trainer will develop more trust in the trainer. Right? Because if the trainer can back it up, they're not getting flustered or, the worst thing I tell my guys, the worst thing you can say to your clients, like, I feel like you can do that. You should do this. No, tell them why they should do this, how it benefits them. Don't tell them because you feel like you should do this, right? So we try to be very objective with our clients, but, clients should understand what they're doing and why they're doing it and the benefit of it, right? That's where I'm coming from when it comes to challenging your trainers, right?
You call yourself a body composition coach and a longevity coach, but what does that mean in practice for your clients?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I call myself, a transformation expert, right? So, and to me, a transformation is anything. Transformation can be aesthetics, like body composition, but it also could be like bench pressing 2 times your body weight, right? So, sorry, what was the question again?
So, you try to teach longevity and the with body composition, but how do you help practice that with your clients?
Yeah. So, going back to as a transformation expert, I believe one of the things that we believe in Arzadon is that our job is to provide clarity to our clients. Right? That's success. Right? It's just for them to understand their body type, what they respond best to, why they respond to this type of training, etc. Right? And for me, a transformation as well, we run into this all the time, where clients are doing every single thing you can think of right. And they're doing it right. And this happens a lot, right, with our clients, because we track so much and hold them accountable where they just don't get results or they hit a plateau and nothing's changing. And then we're like, listen, you're doing everything right. We're going to refer you to this person or this doctor.
Oh, okay. Right? So you take that extra step.
That extra step. Yeah. And then there's so many cases where these females I just found out I have PCOS.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so they didn't even know. Yeah.
They didn't even know. But they would have known if we didn't go through these steps of they're tracking their calories, they're doing low carb, they're working out 4 days a week. We've done all these protocols and we're tracking it. and things are just slowing down. They're not going as fast as they should be. And a lot of them like, hey, I wouldn't have found out about this if we didn't go through these steps. That to me is a transformation in a way, because it's like, wow, now I have more clarity in my health. It's not stressing me out why I feel the way I feel or look the way I look.
Yeah.
There is something hormonally, chronically going on that I didn't know, but now I understand. Now it's
For sure. Like you can't find a solution if you don't know what the problem is.
That's hard.
Right? So like you need to go through everything.
Yeah.
Well, going on that, have you ever had a little frustration on like what if somebody's came in and the doctor's telling him opposite of what you're saying? You know how sometimes doctors prescribe different things, and how do you handle that?
To be honest, I haven't run into that too much.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I haven't run into that. I've heard stories,
Yeah.
but I haven't run into that too much. And for me, the way I handle stuff like that, like, there's been people who've disagreed with what we do, and something I said, okay, well let's connect with the person. Let's see how we can. We're supposed to work together here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I don't like about our industry. There's a lot of ego. Like people don't want to work together. Like I'm like people think I come off sometimes. My wife says you can come off that you have an ego, but I'm like I'm open to hearing anything.
Yeah.
Right. I just don't like when people can't back it up.
That's totally
that's it, right?
That's
like,
fair though.
That's fair, yeah, right.
I think that, but I think that just means you care so much about what you do.
Yeah.
And like you have so much conviction in what you do, what you say, that you demand the same people to do the other like to do that in that industry also.
Yeah.
Like I mean, this is a high comparison, but Michael Jordan, he expected his teammates to play just as him.
Yeah.
Right? And you expect your teammates to play just as like as you and study and work hard and be driven, like result driven. So speaking on that, you track 40 plus data points?
Yeah, we track a lot.
So
I think it's even more now than I think of, but we track quite a bit. It's evolving. So
can you name a couple that would surprise people that you track? Like
I mean, we track, like very similar to the Wupan. We'll track like HRV, so like VO2 max. We track sleep metrics, like your REM sleep, deep sleep, all that stuff. Like we look at all that stuff, but it all, like I don't like getting too carried away over the data points, because people get carried away with it. You ever meet those people like, I can't train today because my Wupan said my recovery is poor. I'm just like, do you feel good? Are you okay? They're like, yeah, I feel good to go, but my Wupan, I just can't. I don't want to ruin that score. So I always tell clients, so we track all this, but we track the metrics that matter the most for your goal. Right?
Yeah, but that makes sense. So like, do you measure them like every 2 weeks?
So measure 2 weeks. So let's say take the most common ones, body composition.
Yes. Okay.
Right. Okay. So we'll measure. There's a bunch of metrics that we can measure. So in terms of the goal itself, we don't like looking at just weight or body fat. We actually like looking at shoulder to waist ratio. Right, so that's one metric. Right, so if there's a lot of research showing that, I think the optimal shoulder to waist ratio for a male for like physique is like 1.65, right, or something like that.
Okay.
Right, so this is how we came to like being objective with like results. So if you even look up, there's another stat. If you look up, like you're more likely to make $1 million than to get 6-pack abs.
That's kind of crazy.
It's kind of crazy, right? Yeah. It's really hard to get 6-pack abs. It's like people don't understand how dedicated you have to be to like, unless you're a genetic freak of women's or anybody. But I mean, that's one ratio we track. So we always say we want our clients to look amazing when they put a t-shirt on. Doesn't matter what brand it is.
Just look amazing.
Just look amazing, right? Like, well, you've been working out, right? It doesn't matter what your body, your body fat will have some kind of reflection to that, but shoulder to waist is probably one of the biggest one we try to track. And then we also, we do a biosignature method. So we track, there's 12 sites that we measure, right? And then we're measuring subcutaneous body fat. So we do that measurement. We do obviously a body measurement as well. And then we do the scale and then the
calipers and stuff like that.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
Do you have like a favorite scale that you like? Do you use a Tanita? Do you use...
Yeah, I don't like any of those InBody or Tanita stuff. Like I like, I have an old school medical grade scale that just is always super accurate. Like, you know what I mean? like, 'cause a lot of those scales that like there's a lot of ways to manipulate them, right? And like we've seen results like, we'll do a caliber assessment, but then the results on like a in-body scale is completely different and fluctuates a lot. At the end of the day, I always tell clients this, like, it doesn't matter what your body fat is. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what assessment you do. What matters is if when you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, I see a difference.
I feel
I feel a difference.
Yeah.
If you're a size smaller in the dress, okay, your body fat's lower, right? Like, so, yeah, I mean, the most accurate way to measure your body fat is a DEXA scan. But that too can be manipulated.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Right? So it's like, yeah.
What's one fitness myth that still drives you nuts when clients bring it up?
Your knee shouldn't go past your toe. Not just.
Well, look at knees over toes guy.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like helped so many people.
Yeah.
The knees over toes.
So like I always tell clients an example, okay, go up these flight of stairs and look down. Is your knee passing your toe? Like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Well, your knee passes your toe every day. Like, it's no big deal, right? So
Anything nutrition wise that irks you when you hear about it?
yeah, creatine will well, not really nutrition, but creatine is bad for your
Liver.
sorry?
Bad for your liver.
Kidneys, liver, something like that, or when you lose hair. That's because I'm like, creatine is the most researched supplement out there.
Yeah.
And it's bigger now these days, right?
Which is crazy.
yeah.
It's crazy how like something because it's on TikTok. My mom messaged me and was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, have you heard of creatine? Like, I heard it's
Same with my parents.
yeah, I heard it's good." I'm like, "Creatine? I asked you to buy it for me when I was 17. What do you mean?"
Yeah, I told them that's the supplement you took to our family doctor and asked the doctor.
100%.
So this is okay for my son to take, right?
Yeah. And so, why do you think that is coming back? Creatine.
Well, because it's the most research. It's one of the first, like, you think about it, it's one of the first, like, performance supplements out there. After
Yeah.
protein powder, if you think about it, right?
Yeah,
right.
it's the longest.
It's the longest.
researched
Yeah.
supplement that we have that actually shows it can increase
Yeah.
like ATP, all these things by like even like 2 to 3%.
Yeah.
Which when people hear that, that's so small. But if you're natural,
No, that's a big deal.
and there's a lot of good studies that helps with brain injuries now.
Help.
I've heard things that
Prevention of Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's even more important for women in menopause.
yes, I've heard this.
Yeah.
Hence my mom. Okay, so Toronto is stacked with gyms and trainers.
Yeah.
How do you think that you guys carve out your own lane to stand out? I mean, obviously you guys are result driven and
Yep.
everything like that, but what else do you guys think?
What we try to really do is we're not fancy, right? We're not, we just try, what we really are good at is mastering the basics. Right?
Basics for a reason.
Exactly. Right. And it's what we also provide a very, I don't like to use the word holistic, but like a lifestyle approach to getting clients results. Right. That's at the end of the day, we let our success speak for itself. But we don't try to advertise that we have the best equipment in the world or with highest rated gym or anything like
You guys got sweet equipment. though.
yeah, thanks. We just let our results speak for itself, to be honest with you, reviews and stuff like that. Right? But it is Toronto is a very competitive market.
I can't imagine, man. Whenever I'm downtown, like I look, there's like a Muay Thai place, and then another Muay Thai
Yeah.
place, and then a gym here.
Dude, there's like 5 gyms a 3-minute walk from us
That's
that
crazy.
all offer personal training.
Did that scare you when you were opening up?
I love competition.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Fucking love it.
Yeah.
It drives me, like, yeah, I can tell you so many stories where honestly, competition in the day is what drove me where I am now. If it wasn't for that, right? So,
Is there a single metric that almost always predicts long-term success that you look for?
long-term success in terms of
Of
business or in terms of
like health and wellness
health and wellness?
that you do with your clients. So you're like, this. If we're gonna focus on one thing, let's focus on this.
Yeah, it's hard for me to do one thing, but if I had to pick one, it's obviously going to be your VO2 max. But from a strength perspective, it's how much you can squat. Right? There's a metric there. So all our clients, focusing, if we focus on strength, we try to get all our clients to at least squat their body weight. That's the first thing we try to get them to do at a very strict tempo, like 4-0x0, right? And because that's a really good determinant of strength, but also like motor unit recruitment, right? So we know we can start manipulating their programs or adding more variety to their programs once they reach metrics like that. So because we track everything, every single rep they do and all that stuff, right? Like, but yeah, that's probably one from a strength perspective. And VO2 max, you already, the VO2 max is the number one longevity metric, right? Yeah.
How do you balance aesthetics with deeper health markers like blood work, mobility, or energy?
How do we balance aesthetics with deeper blood markers? Well, this is the thing, right? The way I look at that question, okay, is if you want to improve your blood markers, right, you're going to have to change with non-negotiables. Like, you're going to have to change your nutrition.
Yeah.
And your lifestyle. You're gonna have to exercise, right? So, and doing all those things will improve your aesthetic. The question I get all the time as well is like, I just want to focus on general fitness. I'm like, okay, so what is
General
fitness? What the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
Like, I always tell, like, when someone walks in for a discovery, like, I'm just here to, like, because I just want to feel better. I'm like, what the fuck does that, in my head, I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how you're gonna feel. Like, how am I gonna measure that?
Subjective.
So subjective.
Yeah.
So, for me, it's like, I tell them, like, well, if we want to focus on feeling better, let's focus on reducing your resting heart rate. Let's focus on improving your VO2 max. So we know two things right now, right? It's like Peter Attia talks about this all the time. If you want to improve your quality of life and longevity, two things matter: your VO2 max and your strength. If you want to improve your VO2 max, you have to improve your blood pressure. If you want to improve your blood pressure,
It all comes together.
right?
Yeah.
And what by default, what is going to happen when you do that? You're going to improve the way you look,
Yeah.
right? So that's why I always break it down to clients. I'm like, it's more than about how you look. It's really looking at not just how you feel, but looking at those metrics, right? Like, VO2 max, resting heart, the basic things like resting heart rate. Right. Yeah.
What's the most inspiring transformation you've seen so far? I'm sure you have many. It's like favorite children. You can't choose your favorite.
Yeah.
But what's one that just right now is recent that stands out?
So that's the thing. I don't train as much anymore.
Oh, business owner.
Business guy.
Well, you did or you know what? Actually, just in general, with your trainers in general,
Yeah. I can tell you one that stands out right away. There's two. One is a woman. Back when I told you I haven't started Arzadon Fitness. I was just all on my own, and she stuck with me in the gym, and she had all the odds of cancer. So she still works at this high end hotel company, and so she was working there. She had her MBA. She also she was doing her MBA, and she was planning her wedding, and we had, I think, less than like 6 months.
So you
to get ready.
You had to
So
work.
she had everything against her.
Yeah.
And this is my breakthrough client at the time. And in 6 months, she lost. I don't remember the number, but it got to a point where she had to take in her wedding dress twice, and it cost her like
Twice?
Yeah. She's like, I can't lose any more weight, and she looked amazing.
Yeah.
That was inspiring to me because of the work we did and the time and all odds against us. That same client, so when she graduated her MBA program, every single one of her colleagues gained weight and were like overweight.
Yeah.
And she was the only one that was like just transformed her whole physique.
That's crazy.
And because of her, I was referred like several times
Yeah, of course.
from that MBA program. That was my breakthrough.
Yeah, because our clients are what?
Yeah, they're our billboard.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So with her, like, what are some big things that you had to help her change?
Yeah, I had to give her. So a lot of the clients we work with, they're the best way I can explain it is that they're young professionals who live a very fast-paced lifestyle. They want to get point A to B as quick as possible, and they think it's just all about more. But one thing that we try to do is figure out what's going to move the needle the most, because they're just very reactionary when it comes to their health. The most structured part of their day is their 9 to 5. So for her, it's nothing fancy. It was just literally focusing on the basics and really starting with like a good morning routine, like eat this for breakfast, stuff like that. And slowly we got to a point where when she mastered one thing, we moved on to another, to a point she was like, I'm okay, you're ready to count calories. And she never thought she would be able to do that.
Yeah. So when it comes to that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
I'm sure it wasn't like the easiest road. Like how do you reel somebody back? How do you reel somebody back in when you see that they're wavering a little bit, either with their food? I'm sure maybe sometimes she was like, I'm late studying.
Yeah.
I can't come to the session. When do you play tough love, empathy? Do you know, like, how do you balance that?
I am always playing tough love. My job is not to like be their friend. My job first is to be their expert and their mentor, like, you know, their coach.
For sure.
And their friend, right?
Yeah.
So for me, like I always tell my guys, like if you see a trend where someone's canceled twice in a row or twice in 2 weeks, that's a sign that you need to address it right away. Right? And I always go back to like the why we're here. Right? What is your goal? This is your goal, right? Okay, I'm very objective. If you're not providing, I can only coach you with what's in front of me. If you're not logging this in because you're not sleeping, log it in. But if you're not eating this and if you're not logging any food, I can't help you. Right? So I'm just very objective with them, right? And then I show them too. Like I show them like one thing that our coaches do is that every 6 weeks, they do like a 6-week results report. And they look at like, so when we sign a client, we only offer like 6 or 12-month programs, right? Or 3 months. And they have to agree on the frequency of how many times they want to work with us. So if their frequency is 3 times a week, we actually track their frequency. So if we see their frequency drop more than 3, less than 3, that's a problem. We were like, okay, listen, like you're supposed to be here 3 times a week, but your average sessions is like 2.1.
So you tally it.
It was like, you know, and we show them there's research on this. Harvard did research on this. Training from 2 to 3 times a week increases your results by 50%.
That's crazy.
So we just be as objective. The most important thing a coach or trainer needs to understand is that being objective is great, but you have to have empathy. Right? So provide clarity, have empathy for your clients. All right. So like, you know, you have to recognize the situation and understand it. Right? If you don't, and that's the one thing I think a lot of clients, a lot of trainers struggle with is that not understanding the situation. I've been not showing enough empathy. So I always find that when if a client feels that I understand them, I understand where it's coming from, and I'm trying to find a solution, I'm not just barking at them. Like I'm tough love, but I'm objective, but I'm also understanding the situation. I'm trying to understand where they're coming from. So I think that's the biggest way how I usually, get clients back on track, or we just adjust the goal.
Yeah.
Simple as that, right? It's just the reality.
If things change.
If things change. Things change. That's
that's okay.
It's okay, right? Yeah.
What's one thing your most successful clients all have in common?
There's no bullshit.
Right. There's no bullshit.
No bullshit, right?
Yeah.
They have a clear goal. So like the way we structured our programs, like in terms of our successful clients, it's like they know what they're getting themselves into. That's why we structure that. That's another thing about going back to the personal training model, is that it's session based. Let's be realistic, right? How hard is it to get results in a timeline of 12 weeks if you're seeing someone 1 to 2 times a week?
Yeah. It's
doable.
It's on so many levels though. Their nutrition has to be on point. You have to be given like 90% max effort.
Yeah.
And all these things. Everything has to be in check then.
Okay. And then on top of that, you're only getting paid when they show up, and you have 1 hour with that client.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How hard is it? It's hard for a trainer to go above and beyond. They know, okay, I'm only seeing this client I'm only gonna pay for this 1 hour. Like if I get them results, it doesn't really matter if I get them results or not, right? But anyway, it's hard to get the results. So going back to like our with us, what we try to do, what we did is that you have like unlimited time with our coach. Like it's a 12-week, 13-week program. It's a 13-week program, and you can talk to your coach as much as you want. Because it's more than, it's hard to get results just by simply 2 hours in a week.
For sure.
Seeing clients. So yes, we're going back to like no bullshit, but at the same time, they have to have that support, and the trainer wants to have.
You almost also give them almost like zero opportunity to fail.
Yeah, but
Right.
you'd be surprised how many people don't get the result they.
Yeah.
right.
But what I mean by that is like you basically like say and do like, hey, You can see us ultimate amount of times, this whatever. We're gonna be reaching out to you.
Yeah.
We're gonna be super supportive, but we're gonna tell you what you can and can't do here. We're gonna whatever. We're gonna track everything.
Yeah.
Like that should be the gold standard.
It should be.
But it's not.
But it's not, no.
No. But so I guess that leads into my next question is
Okay.
why we talked about this a little bit off air, but I said there's not a lot of great, which is why I really appreciate you coming on to the podcast, but I find that there's not even a lot of good trainers out there. What do you think is happening in the trainer sphere that the quality is going lower and lower?
I think,
I have a personal opinion about it.
Yeah.
And I think it's social media.
I was just going to say this.
I think it's too easy now.
It is too easy.
It's too easy.
to become a trainer.
Yeah.
For sure. But it was always easy, if you think about it. Before social media.
It felt hard.
In the sense of like, you could just take a weekend course and be like, I'm a personal trainer. I'm 80 years old, but I'm a personal trainer. Right? It's like,
Yeah, but there was respect. I say that in a nice way, but it wasn't like you're like, okay.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when I name off like certificates or schooling, like no, I'm not gonna name off CanFit.
Yeah.
I know that's the happy meal of certificates and stuff like that. Like, but what do you think it is? Is social media?
I think it's social media. I think there's too much information.
Yeah.
Right? So like, I always explain this to every time, like we just hired a new kid and I always, I give him the same stories. Like when I grew up in the industry, all right, I'm not going to say how old I am, but when I grew up in the industry,
You look great.
we had the one source of information, the shit, was T-Nation. Yeah, T-Nation was like where, it still exists to this day, and it's not as good as it used to be, but where all the best and the best strength coaches, like physique coaches, were just writing articles for free. That's how I ran into Charles Baldwin.
Legend.
Legend. Right?
Yeah.
Like, and the information, these guys had, every single person who was writing there had results to back it up. Right? You saw their success. Right? Where nowadays, it's like,
You need a good YouTube channel.
good YouTube channel. The brand needs to be great. You got a new presentation, right? And right now, what's big right now is just people are basing these. It just, if you look the part,
Yes, that's a big one.
that's a big one. You know what you're talking about,
yeah.
and that's why the bodybuilding scene is huge right now. So everything, all the information you usually hear when it comes to training, is from a bodybuilding perspective, and people just are blinded by it. I guess that how you train as a bodybuilder, it's different in how when it comes. It's different compared to how you would train for a general pop client,
Yes.
or just strength training overall,
100%.
right? Like in my opinion, like strength is the mother of all qualities. That's where bodybuilding came from. Was from strength training. That's what the Russians, the Germans. That's
What they base it off of.
is strength training. Right? It's not bodybuilding, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the issues. It's definitely social media, and people take the information there out of context. We don't understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey guys, hope you're enjoying the episode. I just want to give a little bit of a shout out to one of our sponsors for the podcast, Methylene Blue. You can find this at Paradigm Supplements. We like to use it here at the podcast just because it helps with gut health, immune system, ATP performance. Use code GETALPHA15 for a little bit of money off. Other than that, let's get back to the episode.
It's true. What do you think about like right now? I think what's really in, as all fitness trends have like certain things that are in. What I feel like everybody's talking about like science-based lifting and range of motion more. I mean, I'm glad they're talking about range of motion, but what do you think about that becoming such a trend right now about science-based lifting?
Yeah.
Like obviously we talked about it a little bit, but like Jeff Nippert, Mike Israetel.
Yeah, I think those guys are great. I think I like how they do simplify things, and for the people who are advanced, maybe it's too simple. But what I feel like it takes away is just working hard.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's just like you're looking for the quick fix right away. It just goes back to, again, master the damn basics. Get underneath the bar, learn how to squat properly, and then control it. Right? That was like, get underneath the bar and learn how to bench press properly. Right? Just stuff like that. Just basic things, right? Focus on that. It doesn't matter if your feet is 12 degrees out because you recruit more of this, or you know what I mean, or you put yourself in you bend your torso.
Your hands are supinated or pronated. Yeah.
Guess what? That stuff doesn't matter if you're not strong.
Yeah.
You need to be strong first. That's why I always go. That's why I say strength is the mother of all qualities. Improves once you improve strength, the way you can those things will start mattering more, right? And
I think those are the things too that like you start adding those little intricacies the more advanced you get.
Yes.
Right? People try to overcomplicate things. That's like, well, I'm going to do a rep and a quarter. I'm going to start doing mile reps or whatever. It's like, how about let's just focus on 3 to 10, good eccentric.
It sounds right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just like they want to figure out, as you just said, like the quick fix to it.
Yeah. Cause okay, like we always go back. Like we have this conversation at the gym all the time. Because clients always ask me this as well. Like at the end of the day, we're doing exercise to improve our quality of life.
Yeah.
Okay. The problem with a science approach like that, like staying in machines, can you look better? Yes, because you're more stable in the machine, right? So you've stabilized the muscle more, you can stress it out more, and etc. But the problem is with these scientific approaches and these machines is that you're only training the body in a certain movement pattern. So motor unit recruitment is not going to be as you're not going to increase motor unit recruitment as much compared to like just even learning how to squat. There's way more complex. It's way more complex. So what I see a lot, and I've seen this even with staff, new staff that we've hired, these younger guys who just train in machines.
Well, it's easy for them too. They don't have to queue as many.
You don't have to queue as many.
Like on a Smith
Yes.
or something. Yeah.
But when you ask them to do like a bench press, squat, they're not strong.
It's a different street.
Yeah. Right? Because they're not, and because they're not forced to, all the machine stuff that they've been doing, they're not forced to stabilize their joints, right? Be stable through them with brace, etc. Right? But they can put a lot of weight on there, but they just can't translate it to the real world.
Yeah. Well,
But you need a mix.
you definitely need
I
a mix,
100% believe you need a mix. You need a balance, yeah.
Well, that's why like too, like a lot of bodybuilders do like machine work or Smith work because it's safer on their joints, right? Right. But that's a reason, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
But my argument always with that is like, if you look at a lot of bodybuilders, where did they start? They started
100%
with a barbell, right? They started with free weights.
It's true.
right?
It's true.
All right, so that's where they started.
You know, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
What's one overlooked habit that makes the biggest difference
Steps.
in body composition?
Steps.
Steps? So everybody says 10,000 steps, 10,000 steps. Do you actually think that's the minimal? Like
It
that?
depends on how you look at contact.
Okay.
So if you want to survive, you need to take at least 5,000 steps.
I'm going to survive.
Yeah, if you want to survive, like you want to put, you know, I mean, if you want longevity, 5,000 steps. If you want composition, and we have the data on this during COVID, where we were training clients, following through, they're exercising with what they have, they're moving, but some of them were not even getting results until they started taking 10,000 steps because they were just stuck at home in their office. Right? So steps make a big deal. Yeah, for sure. But
Okay, so if somebody who's listening right now, how do they calculate how many steps you really need to take
so
to start off with?
yeah, your goal is to definitely do at least 8,000 plus.
8,000
Yeah,
plus.
you could try to get out there for sure. Because what happens when you diet, right? When you get into a caloric restriction, your body, it signals to your body like, hey, chill, don't move too much, right? Like in terms of NEAT, like it decreases the desire to increase NEAT because you're in a deficit.
It's true.
If you're on the other side, like other way, if you're in a surplus, it triggers you to like
move.
keep moving, like you need to move, right? You're just like, right? So I honestly, NEAT is like, NEAT is a huge thing that we found with our clients.
So I want to go on. How's becoming a dad shifted your approach to health and coaching?
In terms of health, it's definitely shifted me. I love strength, I love performance, but from a health perspective, it's definitely made me realize the importance of conditioning,
Interesting.
like aerobic training.
So chasing the kids.
Sorry,
Chasing the kids.
No, it's not bad. But yeah, so I've taken the the last couple of years, I've focused a lot on like improving my VO2 max and conditioning. I'm not a runner. I don't like running, so I got into cycling a lot. As a coach, it honestly taught me how to be very empathetic.
Yeah, fair.
But like as with kids, you just have to like repeat, mirror what they say, and really understand them, right? And that's really gone a long way with how I coach my clients.
Now, do your clients see that you've changed a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. I'm not as direct as before. Like I'm more like I said, I'm more empathetic, right? Right. So it's like they're like, I can't do this. I'm like, just be stronger. Go do it. Right. Like I used to be that guy.
Yeah.
Right? But no, it's definitely changed. It definitely kids change you. But you have a
A little girl.
little girl, right?
Yeah.
Definitely change you.
I've always been kind of like pretty like I don't know, chill with kids. I think so. It's been okay.
Yeah.
I think you know what though? Patience.
Patience. I was just gonna say that. After you say that, I said patience.
There's been times where like the days are what did I tell myself? I'll take a deep breath and I'll be like, the days are long, but the years are short. The days are long, the years are short.
Oh.
And then I'll do that sometimes at the gym.
Yeah. Wow.
The days are long, the years are
Definitely patience.
patience is the big one.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's like I'm basically we're growing together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then so how do you train now? Because you have a successful business.
Yeah.
You know you have your family. You're not like 25 where you can spend like 2 hours in the gym, or maybe you do, I don't know. But like how do you train now opposed to when you did when you were younger? And how do you keep that just as efficient?
So I honestly, my training hasn't changed that much. I still strength train 4 days a week. I fit in conditioning at least once a week, sometimes twice a week. But I still strength train how I train my clients. Right.
So those 4 days, what do you do?
So it's like an upper lower kind of split. So I focus one day in upper, one day in lower, and I'm always trying to increase my primary lifts. So like my squat, my deadlift, stuff like that.
You know, the compound
bench
lifts.
press, the compound lifts. So.
And do you switch your program like every 12 weeks?
So yeah, I switch to every 12 weeks. The program changes every 3 weeks, right? Or it could be every week, right? So I'm always I track a lot. So I track every single rep that I do. So I know my estimates and how much I can lift, and I'm always trying to improve that number.
Do you track it on an app, on something else for yourself?
We started tracking on an app called Train Heroic the last year or two. So that's definitely been better than our spreadsheets. Couldn't find an app for
Spreadsheets, yeah. Old school. Yeah.
and then we finally found an app that worked for us. So that's the reason
It's hard to get a good app to track all your stuff and keep a log of everything.
Yeah.
So what's it called again?
Train Heroic.
Train Heroic.
Yeah.
Where do you think the fitness industry is headed in 5 to 10 years?
I think it's a good question. I think you're going to see more and more companies like Whoop come out. I think the data is going to get way better. Right now, genetic testing is coming back. So
Yeah.
that's becoming huge. I was talking to Ben BPAC, Ben Pulaski. I think that's how you pronounce his last name.
Pulaski.
Yeah.
Pulaski, right?
Pulaski, right? Yeah. He's really big into the whole genetic testing right now, and it's because of the tech and like AI. It just made it's made it way better, and it's gonna force people to be more objective when it comes to the decisions with their health.
I even see that Hume. Have you heard of Hume?
Yeah,
We're starting to do like
Whoop, yeah.
watches and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah, it honestly, I think that's going to change big time. I don't think AI is going to take over our industry.
No, you don't think so?
I think it will complicate things.
Yeah, I don't think so either, personally. But
I don't think anyone can replace a person on the floor, a good coach on the floor.
yeah.
Not it can replace
Not just a person.
But that's happening everywhere in every sprint, right? Coding, like those low-level coders,
Yeah.
are being replaced.
Yeah.
But the good coders, the guys who like work on their
Outliers,
craft, the outliers,
Yeah.
they're fine. Right?
Yeah, that's true. Where do you see your business going in 5 years?
I think in 5 years, we're going to go the route of data as well, right? We want to tie up. We started this model 2 years ago, so I told my wife we're a startup again, like we're starting all over. So I see ourselves providing more clarity through metrics and data for our clients, and also a place where trainers can develop a career and just focus on their craft,
And
right?
learn.
And learn and just focus on having success with their clients, and not just about sales and stuff. Because sales come naturally when from
If
success.
if you do
From
well, if
results.
results, the sales will come.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
When people think of you from years from now, what do you want your legacy to be?
That's a good question. Like I always tell people, like, I'm not trying to change the industry, but I want my legacy to be the person who just went with their passion. Right now.
So we're gonna play a fun little game.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you something, and you give me max 2 words what you think of that subject.
Okay.
All right. So the first one is high rocks.
Structured conditioning.
Macros.
Guidance.
CrossFit. God, you know how to. I just give you the words.
Community. That's a nice one.
Ozempic.
Ozempic. Ozempic, short term.
Testosterone. TRT.
TRT. I don't know. TRT. Booster.
F45.
Random.
Orange theory.
Structured conditioning.
Online coaches.
Accountability. That's an interesting one. Yeah. I think online coaches are very good with accountability. I think they're even better than people in person, from what I've seen.
Because that's what they solely work on.
That's why they get results from that. A good one. And marketing. But really, it's the results is from the ones I've talked to is accountability. Yeah.
Pre-workout.
Pre-workout, beast mode.
Pull up.
Strength.
Okay, so we asked these questions to our guests, the last 2 questions of the show.
Okay.
Describe yourself in 1 word.
Direct.
What does alpha mean to you?
Alpha means, to me, disciplined, passion, and sticking with your core values. That's what it means to me.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, Matt, I really appreciate you coming on the podcast. I respect you as a person. I respect likewise as a trainer. I think people need more people. Like, we need more trainers like you. I think you're phenomenal. I think you're changing the game in the right way.
Thank you. It's awesome. It was awesome being here, and I look forward to doing it again.
Yeah, definitely. Let's get you on here. Where can they find you?
They can find us at www.arzadonfitness.com, or they can find us on our Instagram page is Arzadon_fitness, and we're located in downtown Toronto.
I gotta come by.
Yeah, you gotta come by, man. Yeah, come by for a session now.
Yeah. All right. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, you comment, you share. It helps with the algorithm. If you're listening or even watching on Spotify, make sure to like and subscribe and share. Also, please give this man a follow. Even his Instagram page has amazing tips on training and what to find in a trainer if you're looking for a trainer. Other than that,